Hello and welcome to week 6 of Friday Football Fever. I'm Jeff Jones, and at this point of the season, all teams in our area have officially entered district play. Our game of the week took us to a district showdown between Georgetown and Manor. For the past 3 years, the Eagles have won each of these matchups against the Mustangs, but this season, Manor's off to a 3-1 start, and they found something truly special in running back Quentin Joyner. The junior is averaging over 160 rushing yards a game, and he could be the key to changing the future of this district showdown.
They're big, fast, athletic.
Georgetown's a good program. They're well coached, they're disciplined, they're going to do exactly what they're supposed to.
What we have to do and what we've done these past few years is executing offense and defensively.
They're going to have some good things happen because they're a big shot team.
If my O-line do great, we'll have a great game.
They live and die off of big plays offensively, so we shut those down and we're good to go.
We just got to go out there and take care of business and do what we're supposed to, and we'll be fine.
Manor's always more athletic. They've known to be more athletic than us.
Us together, we can't be stopped. I think we can beat these guys.
I think we have it this week. We've been putting the work in practice all week.
Give us a lot of confidence knowing that we have our home fans here.
We're so close to being 4-0. I think we should win out the rest of our games. Manor, I think, would be a great win.
Yes, it would. Let's see if they can get it. Let's get our highlights going for our Friday Football Fever Game of the Week. Manor head coach James Keller chatting with some future Mustangs before kickoff. Coach probably told the young guys, get ready to see some hitting. First quarter, Prince Will Human-Mellon with the sack. Now, his big brother plays at Florida, and there might be another D1 athlete in that family. Physical play number 2, Georgetown's Devin Ross running like Devin the Destroyer. That run put Georgetown up 13-7. In the 6 o'clock show, I called Manor's Quentin Joyner a big play waiting to happen. Well, he doesn't like to wait long. In the first half, Quentin had 2 touchdown runs over 50 yards apiece, but the Eagles just kept on swinging. Check this out. Kalen David Mose with one of those runs that sends everyone home with bruises, bouncing off of 1, 2, 3 defenders right there. Great run, Kellen. Georgetown led by 9 at the break, but Manor leaned heavily on Quentin Joyner and came all the way back to win this game 34-30. I love a good comeback story and a good comeback game, and that's exactly what we just saw on the screen, but my friend Emily John Greco got to see that comeback in person. She just finished chatting with the Mustangs and joins us now live with more. Emily, how is it out there?
Jeff, honestly, this might be one of the best games we've seen so far this season. I guarantee you it was definitely the most intense. And like you said earlier, if we learned anything from tonight, it's never give up, because we all love a good comeback story. Let's go ahead and show you that last touchdown. Manor they've only won 2 games last season, so now they've won their second district matchup and 4 straight games. Tonight they trailed the entire time, but with 7 minutes left, they kept their spirits high and found the end zone, and it was Quentin Joyner who ran for 208 yards and scored 4 touchdowns tonight. And coach made it clear to the team, just give the man the ball and let him do what he does best. You guys were down the entire game with 7 minutes left. You guys score a touchdown. What was going through your head when you saw that?
Well, man, I just kept telling my offensive coordinator, give it to number 8. Just give him the ball. And he took care of business for us.
You scored 4 touchdowns tonight. What does it mean to you to be able to help your team get such a big win?
Man, it wasn't just me. My old line did great. They came out today blocking. I love that, man. That's how I scored the touchdown, my old line.
How does it feel to now win your second district game so far this season, especially compared to last year?
Man, like I told you when I talked to you earlier, we had 20 sophomores last year. They're 20 juniors now, and a couple seniors mixed in. Just wait till next year. But hey, we coming this year too.
When you were running up to us, Coach was calling you Hollywood. Is that your nickname around here?
Yes, ma'am.
Why is that?
Because I get on TV a lot.
All right, well, here is another one of your television appearances. Thanks so much for talking to us, and congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Mr. Hollywood, what a name. And honestly, I was giving Coach a hard time afterwards. I'm like, Coach, you're going to lose your voice. And he's like, honestly, this is the regular. But hey, what a night for Manor for them to win this one, come from behind win, and coming off of last season, just already doing so well, Jeff.
I love a comeback, and I love a great nickname as well. So, Emily, thanks for sharing that information with us. I'll never call Quentin again. I'm going to call him Hollywood from here on out. Emily, you be safe out there. And, guys, let's get you back to the highlights, to 6A, and to a rivalry game that deserves its own history lesson. Round Rock ISD was established over a century ago, back in 1913. Through its first 79 years of existence, a maximum of only 2 high schools were in that district, Round Rock and Westwood. A railroad track separates the campuses, and now each year the Dragons and Warriors play football, with the winner taking home a railroad bell. Thus, the Battle of the Bell was born. Let's show you what happened in this year's Battle of the Bell. Round Rock has gone home with that bell 3 years in a row. PJ Powell says, "Can I get a 4th straight year of the bell?" Well, PJ, no need to scream, but you can continue making plays like that, and sure, you can get a 4th year. The Warriors tried to climb back in this one. Darian Barnes with the field goal block there. Gus Wendland scooped it up, but that scoop did not lead to a score. The Dragons' impressive season continues. Round Rock pitches its second shutout of the season, winning 35-0. To the scoreboard for the first time tonight, Connolly played Rouse, and, well, those Rouse Raiders are very, very good. They get the win 65-27 behind a strong offense that brought everyone back from last season. And McCallum, the Knights march on. They beat Marble Falls in that tough-to-stop slot T offense. McCallum wins this one by a touchdown, 20-13, the final score. The scores keep on rolling in as we speak. Crockett leads Navarro by 2 touchdowns, an extra point, and a 2-point conversion. That should add up to 15. It's 35-20 right now in the 4th quarter, and Liberty Hill doing what Liberty Hill has done for the past few years, and that's win games big. 63-0, the shutout win over Travis. Right back to the highlights. An undefeated Bowie hosted 0-4 Dale Valley tonight. Big Anthony Simmons with the touchdown grab here. 6 foot, 6 inches, 6 points. Moments later, Dale Valley barely gets that punt away, and I know they're glad they did, because they recovered the fumbled kick. That's the good news. The bad news for the Cardinals, well, that drive did not lead to points, and when the Bulldogs got the ball back, they went back to Anthony Simmons. Anthony shook his helmet off there at the end, I imagine so he could watch himself continue to make big plays. Bowie stays undefeated. They win this one 35-7. Next week, undefeated Bowie plays undefeated Westlake. But first, the Shafts would line up against San Marcos. Future Clemson quarterback Cade Klubnik looked like he wanted to throw the screen right there. It wasn't open, but a lane was. Cade, that's his name. Cade is nearly impossible to defend because he can hurt you with his arm or do that with his legs. For the Westlake defense, this play was all about being in the right place at the right time. Ethan Burke and Carter Barksdale hopped on that loose ball. The defending champs have now won 29 straight games. Westlake beat San Marcos 56-0. Back to the scoreboard, we have a final and a 1-score game up north. Burnett was at home. They beat Gerald 28-21. Lago Vista gets another win. They beat LASA, the Liberal Arts and Science Academy, 62-6. On to the next scoreboard here. Buffalo top Florence 40-37. Thrall, big win for them going on up north. The Tigers 55-7, the final score there over Bruceville Edie.
3, 2, 1.
When it comes to extracurriculars, we all know that building traditions are important, but it's not easy being the first. In this week's Behind the Palms, KVUE's Daranisha Heron shows us how Johnson High School's cheerleaders are working overtime to set a high standard for years to come. This is the first year Johnson High School has had a senior class, and before they leave, those seniors want to make sure the younger members of the team know how to go above and beyond.
Try to learn routines by ourselves, that way we come to practice already ahead of the game, and I think that's kind of setting the standard really for this team.
It sounds that way to me. This very new team has already created some lasting traditions. To see what they are, you can find that full story on our website, KVUE.com. Guys, we've updated you on about a dozen games so far, and we have much more left to show you. Scores, highlights, our Band of the Week, and our Big Save Play of the Week nominees are all coming up next.
Hey men, there's a doctor's office just for you. Trusted by over 100,000 patients in Texas. Book today at TotalMens.com.
Welcome back to Friday Football Fever. It is time to welcome in my friend Tyler Feldman. And Tyler, one of the most dominant teams we've seen in town this year is Vandegrift. And they're a team that we got to see very early on in the 2021 season.
Did we ever, Jeff? And I'll tell you what, the Vipers are such a good football team. They won our game of the week back in week 1. And since then have continued to blow out every team they faced, winning by an average of 30 points. But tonight, they'd face a Vista Ridge team that has held all their opponents below that 30-point mark.
Okay, so something's got to break there, huh?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, let's see what it was. That Vista Ridge defense will be tested early and often tonight. First quarter, Miles Coleman, the sophomore, said, "I might be too young for rated R movies, but I ain't too young for end zone grabs." The Vipers took a 7-point lead right there. Next Vandegrift possession, the handoff went to William Shepard, who was herding, guiding, shepherding defenders down the field. Good job by William. Very bad joke by me. Final score, 53-7.
Jeff, you know I love a bad joke, a good bad joke. Big battle over at Cavaliers Stadium. Lake Travis hosting the Hawks. The Cavs 7-1 all time against Hayes. And you know what? Let's make it 8-1 all time. Bo Edmondson locking looks with Isaac Norris. 55-yard passing catch for the score. 35-7 Cavs. Later, it's Bo and Isaac hooking up again downfield. Bo and Isaac sounds almost biblical, if you ask me. 22-yard touchdown. They could have been hurting. Jeff, you know what I'm saying? that time of year, 69-21 your final. All right, with that, let's check in on this 13-5A battle between two winless teams, Elgin and Cedar Creek. And hey, how about those Eagles?
Flying high.
Fly away into the win column. 14-6 over the Wildcats. And we've got more boards. The TAPS Division II District 3 game between Brentwood Christian and St. Joseph Academy.
They held them to AM points?
Well, it's postponed. The weather was in the way tonight. And that game will be played tomorrow, Saturday at 11 a.m. That's what that stands for.
Gotcha.
Yes, Jeff, you're staying with us. That's good. Elsewhere. Hyde Park falling to Geneva 42-6. Geneva now 2-3. The Panthers stay winless, now 0-5.
They'll get that win at some point. Guys, back to the highlights, and I've really liked what I've seen from Cedar Ridge this season. Entering tonight, they held 3 of their 4 opponents to 14 or fewer points. So it should come as no surprise that our first highlight came from that defense. The early fumble recovery led to a first quarter touchdown. You got to love the guys who are running hard tonight. Carlos Jackson II is definitely one of them. He found the end zone. The Raiders led 8-zip when they went to Mr. Reliable, VJ Taylor. We talk about him all the time, and tonight was a typical Friday for VJ. He put on some purple, hung out in the end zone, and won a football game. Cedar Ridge takes this one 34-zip.
All right, Jeff, drumming our way from Cedar Ridge to Cedar Park. District 11 5A bout between the T-Wolves and Hendrickson. Cedar Ridge crushing the Hawks last year. This year, Hawks strike first. Through the air, of course, they are Hawks. That's a nice play. Hendrickson up 14-0 early second quarter, but back come the T-Wolves. Josh Pell, pretty pass. Joseph Edwards. Pretty catch. Boy, he was wide open. 40 yards on the score. Hawks hold on, though, 21-16.
That is right. You know, Friday nights have never only been about the teams on the field. They're also about the families, the fans, the cheerleaders, and you know, the bands. Yes. Every week on Friday Football Fever, we're going to showcase one local group as our Friday Football Fever Band of the Week. This week, that honor goes to the band from Liberty Hill. Take a listen.
Day 1, Union
Welcome back to Friday Football Fever. He's Tyler, I'm Jeff, and tonight Eastview, school up in Georgetown, had a huge district matchup against Brenham. Both of these teams earned spots in the playoffs last season, and this showdown is known for having fantastic finishes.
You're telling me, Jeff, the previous 3 meetings between these two teams, the Patriots and the Cubs, have all been decided by 5 points or less. Brenham 4-0, though, all time against the Pats. So what would take place tonight in Georgetown? 13-5A matchup. Eastview fans hoping their team can finally club the Cubs. Opening quarter, Pats put points on the board first. Brenham punting, ball gets away, and Tyler Wagner takes advantage. Big time play, 2-0 Patriots. Now 3-2 Cubs in the second. Peyton Adams gets picked off. Justin Garza out of nowhere, one-handed pick 6. But hey, not so fast. Block in the back on the return, so it gets called back. Great play, though. Cubs, though, come right back downfield, and right before the half, what can Brown do for you? How about Ricky Brown, part of the Brown family, with the special delivery? 10-2 Cubs at the break. They hold on 13-10.
Pflugerville actually lost for the first time last week, so of course they wanted to bounce back, and they had a chance tonight against Leander. They bounced back in a very, very high-scoring way. Jalen Reeves found Sidney Banasour with a perfectly run and perfectly thrown route. That was a post pattern there. And speaking of perfection, Jake Webster, this kick return was a thing of beauty. The hesitation step, finding the middle of the field, putting that juke move on the kicker, and then it is Jets. That was a nice play for the Lions.
Jets.
Jets. Great play for the Lions, but the other big cat stole the show. Pflugerville wins this one 74-28. I had to read that score 2 or 3 times. 74 points?
Who was that, Texas?
That's what it says. Yeah, that's what it says, though. 74-28 final score there. Pflugerville wins the game, but you guys can actually win the night. I have a fantastic looking t-shirt that I want to give away. So
let me guess, you want me to take a photo?
I'm going to ask you to do that. Okay. Do you think you
yeah, you ready?
Yeah. That's
Oh, Pano, baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I stayed still enough for you. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take that picture. I'm going to post it on my social media, my Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, at Jeff Jones Sports. If you follow me on that platform and comment on that hopefully amazing panoramic picture, I will randomly select 2 people from 2 people per platform, and I'll send you one of these shirts next week. Guys, I'll post that picture hopefully in 2 or 3 minutes, and I'll see you on the other side of the break with plenty more highlights. Welcome back to Friday Football Fever. And Tyler, as you know, every week this season, we're going to use this part of the show to honor a local athlete who goes above and beyond on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. And we're calling it our Abacus Athlete of the Week Award.
Had no idea. What is it, week 6? Man, the Athlete of the Week, Jeff, gotta love it. Best part of the show, our chance to celebrate someone who earns good grades, gives back to the community, like you giving away t-shirts, and contributes to all the fun we like to have on Friday nights. Emily John Greco, take it away.
On any given day in the fall at Weiss High School, you'll see the football team out on the field practicing for their Friday night matchup. All players in pads, with their helmets on, running their drills. It's not until the helmets come off that you notice one player isn't like the others.
I really like the atmosphere, and then the game is really fun.
Ruth Rodriguez is the only girl on the Weiss football team. It started as a bet in middle school with some of her friends, and it turned into a passion for playing on the gridiron.
I was like, well, I've already played these 2 years. Why don't I just play another year? And then it happened to be another year. And now I'm here, and it's been 6 years.
6 years playing football as a girl. Not only helping build the Weiss football program, but also helping build opportunities for young girls across Central Texas.
Since it's a new school, we're like building our path, and I get to be a part of that. And that's really cool. Just keep pushing through it. I mean, obviously you're going to have some pushback from other people, but you can't listen to them. Like, don't ever think that you're not good enough for something.
Hey, how come y'all do the drills right when there's a camera, but y'all can't do them right in practice? Oh, boys.
Can I give a short guess?
Yeah, I love that last message that she had there for us. Rooting for her. If you know anyone who earns good grades, gives back to the community, and contributes to the fun on Friday nights, let us know about him or her by emailing sports@kvue.com. Someone you know could be our next Abacus Athlete of the Week. We'll be right back with our Play of the Week nominees.
KVUE Friday Football Fever Athlete of the Week is sponsored by Abacus Plumbing, Air Conditioning, and Electrical.
You'll never worry about expensive repairs again because the Abacus lifetime warranty is now available on select water heaters, air
Fever Big Save of the Week, sponsored by Austin Telco Federal Credit Union.
Welcome back to Friday Football Fever. Now, each and every week, we see hundreds of good plays on high school football fields, but there are a few that just separate themselves from the rest. Tyler, Emily, and I all put our heads together and pick our 3 Austin Telco Big Save of the Week nominees, and we're ready to show them to you right now. Well, let's go ahead and start with a guy who gets all the style points we have to offer today. That's Bowie's Anthony Simmons. He stole the ball from the defender and held on as his helmet popped off. That's toughness, talent, and a tall dude. He is 6'6", but the play is close to a perfect 10. Anthony and the Bulldogs open the season 5-0.
Jeff, I think it's time we give some love to all the punters out there this year. Michael Sedgwick, the Eastview senior, showing out for the brand. Beautiful boot inside the 2-yard line. That is perfect placement.
Yes.
Patriots, though, come up just short, 13-10.
Not because of that punt. He
No,
did
sir.
his job. Hey, to another special teams play that we have to celebrate. Jake Webster took this kickoff 86 yards, and there's a move that he puts on the kicker right there that's just incredible. Now, if you blinked and missed the move the first time, don't worry, because of course we're going to show it to you again.
Watch it in slow-mo.
Oh!
You're going to do the kicker like that?
Jake Webster. I'm doing Jake Webster like that. He deserves the pat on the back that he got. Guys, now that you've seen the plays, you need to go to my Twitter page, @JeffJonesSports. Vote in the poll. Let us know which one's your favorite. We will re-air it on Tuesday. Hey, and watch the Longhorns here tomorrow at 11 a.m. We'll see you back then.
Who has extra time these days?